Greetings, fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
Oh, is that my line?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm Count Jackula.
Count Jackula.
Yeah.
Coming at you live.
Coming at you live from the live streams of Twitch and nowhere else, because where the fuck else do you stream these days? Well, I guess YouTube.
Yeah. You can stream from YouTube and Twitch. There's Facebook is another one. That's the third
that's true.
popular.
Yeah, it's true. You can also do Facebook. But I got the feeling this was like a YouTube Twitch kind of thing that we're going to be dealing with today, because we are going to be talking about Deadstream.
Indeed, the new Shudder original movie. Well, one of the many new Shudder original movies. Believe me, we're trying to get to them, but there's a lot that came out in the last 2 months.
Yeah, funny enough, a lot of them seem to come out around October.
It makes sense.
I don't know why.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to talk about Deadstream today. And again, like I said, it is a Shudder movie. It is about a live streamer. It is one of the many of this newfound version of the found footage genre that I've found lately. Yeah. That are like live streamed horror films. They're not found footage. They're films that are supposed to be look as if they're taking place live.
Yeah.
As with all of these live streamed horror films that I've seen lately, they all seem to center around awful narcissistic people doing really stupid shit.
Yeah, because that's... Hey, look, man.
That's the live streaming game.
That's the live streaming game, dude.
Yeah.
And the other thing I'm really liking is we're finally getting those internet horror movies done by people who actually understand internet.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of my favorite aspects of all of these live streamed horror films I've seen, whether it be Spree or this one or another movie that came out this year called Dashcam, I love watching the chat in the corner of the screen and all the funny commentary they're making throughout the movie.
Yeah, it's completely nailing it. Like, I mean, oh, God. I'm glad we are past the age of unfriended and eye horror.
Yes.
I gotta say.
Horror movies actually understand the internet. Yeah.
Horror movies that understand the internet is what we're getting now.
Understand internet and its culture. Two very important aspects.
Yes.
So this movie is about a live streamer that has decided to revitalize his career after a major upset. Basically, he got canceled.
Yeah.
And was kicked off of one of his favorite platforms. So he's trying to do a big comeback by staying an entire night inside of a supposedly haunted house. And as you can imagine, this is a horror movie on Shudder. So the house is indeed haunted. And it is him trying to survive the night in a surprisingly Evil Dead-esque scenario.
Yes.
Like, I did not expect, I thought it was gonna be like something like more like Grave Encounters, but it really turned into Evil Dead about halfway through.
It does. This genre, this kind of subgenre exists in a place where it's kind of okay that things are a little shit. Mm-hmm. You know, because you're like, okay, it's a cheap production. We can, you can tell from the outset.
You can tell that this one that they were on a budget. You know?
Yeah. Eventually, we're gonna get to the point where we do one of these where it's just perfect. You know, where it's seamless. You know, but we're not quite there yet. We're not quite there.
Not quite there. Yeah.
You know, the genre's a little too young.
A little too young. Fair enough. But if you can't tell from our enthusiasm, I really enjoyed this movie. I wasn't sure what I was going to get into because I'd seen some other people reviewed it positively, but I hadn't really paid attention to what they were saying about it. Just that they seemed to like it. Yeah. And I usually tend to enjoy Shudder movies, though sometimes they have some straight up stinkers, let's be real.
Oh, God.
We've reviewed a couple on this channel. They have a couple stinkers.
Yeah. It ain't all... Look. Obviously, some movies were packaged with others.
Yeah.
You know?
But the real hesitation was that it was a found footage movie. Now, I didn't realize it was a live streamed found footage movie until I started playing it, and I was like, oh, okay, all right.
Yeah,
this
is
more,
very clear very quickly.
Way more like Spree than it's like Blair Witch Project.
Oh, yeah.
And much like a movie like Spree, this movie just gets more insane the longer it goes. It starts at like already hyped up because it's already doing internet culture things. So he's like a super like charismatic asshole who's just talking to the camera with as much enthusiasm as he possibly can, whether or not he's making any goddamn sense. And then it just loses its goddamn mind. and progressively gets more crazy.
Yeah, this guy's a live streamer in the mold of like
it's very much like the commentary of people like Logan Paul.
Yeah,
the types that would do anything to get attention and there's a word for it. Clout. Yes. Yeah. Clout chaser, trying to get as much clout as possible by putting himself through insane stunts. You find out that he's been canceled before the show started, and when you see some of the stunts he pulled, you're not surprised.
Yeah, it's sort of like, could you not?
Yeah,
you know?
there's some, they're funny. This movie's hilarious, and the stunts are funny, but you're looking at them and going like, that's a little racist. That's a little what?
Yeah, yeah. It's stuff that if you watched it in a movie in a completely fictional setting, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
If someone actually did that, you might still laugh, but you'd go, that was fucked up.
Yeah.
That was fucked up, man.
And what's interesting about this movie is that it's definitely a movie about this guy kind of being humbled throughout because, you know, he starts off as a very big egotist, but he kind of enters the story already a little pre-humbled.
Yeah.
But like only so much, right? Because like the way he presents himself as trying to like make a big splash again is he shows like all the controversy, like
the controversy videos,
all the controversy videos, they pop up like on his screen, and then all of a sudden they're like Hadoukened off the screen by his apology video.
Yeah,
which if you're presenting your apology as if it's like the trump card against all your criticism, you didn't mean that apology. Let's be real.
Yeah,
like that you were just trying to shut down criticism, and that's it.
This movie is not a movie with twists and turns that you do not see coming a mile away.
No.
Part of the fun of this movie is watching this idiot fail to see what is obviously about to happen.
There is one twist spoiler in the movie, you know, because there's a point in the movie in which he's not the only one in the house.
Yeah.
But there's a spoiler attached to that we'll get into when we get to the spoilers.
Yeah. But chances are the minute you understand the scenario, you're going to be like, I know what's going on, and you're probably right.
Yeah, without spoiling too much, basically a hyper fan breaks in and starts, you know, interacting with him.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's live streaming where he is. Like, that's...
Yeah, it's like, how did you find me? You're online.
Yeah.
You know?
Exactly. So he has to deal with one of his stands inside inside this haunted house while the haunting is getting progressively worse because he's an idiot. But one of the cool things this movie does is, like, it doesn't just have him like interacting with the chat, which that does happen, him like talking to the chat the whole time. So you have this one man who's basically carrying the whole movie for most of the movie until like this hyper fan shows up. But it also has like the fans sending in helpful videos to try to help him.
Yeah.
Like, oh, like maybe if you perform this ritual, it will get rid of this ghost that's chasing you or whatever. And someone will present a video or whatever. And I've never seen a live streamed, like a live stream horror movie like that have that particular like.
Correct. Yeah. I've never seen
element.
that before either. You know, I assume that kind of thing is possible, but I've never seen it before.
Well, I mean...
But it works for the movie, so I didn't care.
Well, here's the thing. Real live streamers get sent videos to watch all the time on stream. It's
that's a good point, yeah.
It's like people like, hey, send this video. Like, live streamers having trouble with a part in a video game, and someone says like, oh, here, this video will show you how to do it, or whatever.
Oh, that's what a couple thousand followers once will get you.
You know, like it'll happen, you know, like, or someone's talking about something and then someone will send a video that explains that thing because the live streamer is a live streamer. He's not a rocket scientist, so here's a video on rocket science.
Normally a really stupid main character is a problem. This movie made it work beautifully.
Well, it's weird. He's like the right combination of charismatic and kind of magnetic to watch.
Yeah.
A complete idiot.
Yeah.
And it's kind of fun to watch them screw up.
Yes. Yeah, because they're also simultaneously annoying.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, oh,
and like,
geez.
and like one step too far in either direction, and he'd be really hard to follow. You know, but they make it work. Like,
yeah, like it gets so painful. Like, because in the beginning you're like, okay, well he's gonna break character at some point, right? And then he doesn't, and you realize, oh no. He really is an idiot.
Yeah,
you know?
Like, well, it's not a character. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, he's amping himself up, but he really is this unself-aware.
Yeah, this unself-aware clown shoe.
Yeah.
You
like,
know?
he is a living denial.
Yes.
You know, to the point where it's obvious that he even believes some of his own bullshit sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not till shit really starts hitting the fan that he starts to get a little bit more introspective. And you can tell he's never been that before, and so it's, like, painful for him to do.
Yeah, you can't quite do it, you know?
But it also helps, and this is a key element. This is what made Spree work. He's funny.
Yeah, the actor is funny.
He's like consistently funny. It's that Will Ferrell element. He's playing a complete idiot, but he manages to make it funny to watch.
Yeah, you're right. These characters do have a lot in common with, like, you know, Elf.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? Like, there's a sincerity, there's an idiocy, but a sincerity.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. It's sincere. They're still idiots, and they're also still kind of awful narcissists.
Yeah.
But the thing I really liked about this character is that he's just a complete and utter coward. And it's the one part of the movie where I was like super relating to him was anytime a spooky ghost thing would happen, he would just scream and leave the room. And be like, nope, 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 nope. And lock himself in the closet. Like, yeah. That was just like, you know what? I can't front. That would be me. That would be me. 100%. Fucking creepy hanged chick jumps off the fucking ceiling and starts biting my neck. Yeah, I'm out of there.
Yeah,
like,
oh God, yeah.
Freaking out of there.
Yeah. Well, also, I wouldn't have done some of the stuff he does in the beginning. Like, he purposely makes it hard for him to escape the haunted house. Mm-hmm. Which, right away, obviously, we're dealing with brain trust.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
He's trying to make it, like, more of a challenge so that he's presenting it to the audience that this is a challenge. I'm going to stay in this house. And to make sure that I don't leave, I'm going to remove my spark plugs. You know? And, like, shit like that. And it's just like, you just know immediately that that's just foreshadowing a problem later on.
Oh, yeah. One of the things I thought was actually kind of interesting as a streamer, like, I thought this was interesting, was the idea of actually taking this streaming shtick with you into an environment like this. Because he has, like, the spin the wheel of activities and dumb shit like that. I always found myself going, like, Jack, would you ever do it? You know, people, you know, occasionally someone will ask, like, would you ever do something like that? Like, yo, would you ever stream from a haunted house? And I'm like, no. And they're like, why? Are you afraid to go into the haunted house? I'm like, no, because you don't know how boring that is going to be to watch. It's just going to be my face in an abandoned building talking to you about Star Wars because, like, nothing else is going to happen.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. You know? That's the way it's going to be.
If I knew a ghost was going to happen, I wouldn't fucking go in there.
That's true.
That's true. The first time a ghost is sort of like, hey, I'm going to bite your neck. I'd be like, nope, no, we're gone. Yep. We're gone.
I referenced Evil Dead early on in this review, and that's because this movie has a lot of Evil Dead-esque gross out moments.
Yeah.
Like, we're talking like ghosts throwing up on him and shit, and like sticking their fingers in his nose.
Yeah.
And like, there's a point in which he's like waterboarded with piss. Like,
yes. Yeah, his own piss, actually. Yeah. He's like, oh, dude.
Like, it gets pretty gross. It also gets pretty bloody, and the makeup effects of the ghost is all done practically. Now, this means that from a distance, they all look really awesome, but whenever you get like a super close-up on them, you can tell
it's a person in makeup, you know?
You can see the seams.
I mean, most of the humor in this thing really is that kind of like, little kid, like, I'm gonna fucking drop a booger on you, man.
Well, yeah. Well, like, I kept thinking of Evil Dead because there's a lot of like physical comedy in him interacting with these guys.
Yes. Yeah.
You know, like the way they jump on top of him and then start doing something weird, like, I'm gonna stick my finger up your nose.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, like, yeah. It's like the ghost doesn't have to kill you just so much as gross you out.
Yeah.
But make no mistake, it will kill you.
That's another thing. We'll get to it in the spoiler section, but the ghost actually has a unique motivation in this that I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
It's not a motivation you see in a lot of ghost stories, because usually either the ghost has no motivation or there's some sort of like nefarious, I'm going to take your soul or something.
Right,
you know, like,
right. Whatever you need to get the plot going.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, Deadstream is a really fun movie, and it's not deep. There's no like deeper meaning to this beyond don't be a shithead on the internet.
Yeah, no, it's a complete funhouse ride.
Like, it has that kind of like moral element of like a guy constantly getting his comeuppance for being a piece of shit.
Yeah.
But other than that, there's no deeper meaning beyond that.
Yeah. It isn't, like I said, it's intended to be a funhouse ride. Mm-hmm. Every horrible thing that happens is timed like a joke.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely. And the jokes pretty much more often than not really work. I was laughing my ass off throughout this, especially the more it progressed and the more absurd it got.
It starts to approach Evil Dead 2.
It does.
You know?
Like, that's the one you could tell they were going for, more Evil Dead 2 than Evil Dead 1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because Evil Dead 1's is, for the most part, kind of serious.
Comparatively.
Ash gets in that basement.
Exactly.
You know?
Evil Dead 1 is cheesy, but it's a little bit more serious, whereas Evil Dead 2 is cheesy and campy on purpose. Like, it's going for a much more, you know, heightened camp.
Yeah, yeah. We're just gonna fuck around, you know?
We're just gonna straight up do the Three Stooges here, you know? But anyway, my fellow Gorehounds, it is currently available on Shudder, so you're gonna have to subscribe to Shudder if you want to watch it, because it is a Shudder original movie. Now, granted, Shudder usually puts their movies out on, like, physical copies, so you might be able to find one there too if you don't want to subscribe to Shudder. So look out for it. Deadstream, ask for it by name. And with that said, let us move on to the spoilers. So yeah, the first big spoiler is that the stand that breaks into the house turns out to be the main ghost of the house.
Yeah.
Because basically what he finds out over the course of this haunting is that this one lady is the cause of all the other ghosts. Basically, she's a ghost in the house who used to be a poet, right? And she desperately wants an audience to listen to her poetry and to read her poetry and to enjoy her poetry. So everyone that's ever lived in the house, she has caused to either die or commit suicide in some way.
Yeah.
So that they will be trapped in the house with her and be forced to read and listen to her poetry for the rest of eternity.
Yeah. And it's not great.
No.
The poetry's not great.
And the parallel they draw here is that she, much like the main character, is trying to gain more followers.
Yep.
Reminded me a little bit of the end of Grave Encounters 2, where like it's revealed that the asylum wants to make a movie.
Yeah. I'll finish your movie. Oh my god, that was so dumb it made the series for me.
And then it turns out, like, the reason why, like, she doesn't, like, immediately cause this guy to kill himself is because she kind of wants the live stream to keep going so that she can get more followers.
Yeah, because she can't, apparently this isn't the kind of ghost that can just, like, possess people. Doesn't seem to work that way. Otherwise, problem solved. But, yo, it's literally just her fucking around. And they did do this really cool thing where basically the ghost actually does physically exist.
Yeah.
But for some reason, the human eye can't see them.
Yeah, that happens a couple times.
Yeah,
it's a really cool effect when they do that.
Yeah, the camera can see them, but the eye can't.
So you have moments where he's like going down the hallway trying to like track it with the camera because he can't actually see it. And it's really cool moments. They're actually like really tense moments when that happens. There's also a lot of like really cool ghosts in this. My favorite probably being the baby. That weird
my god,
baby,
yes.
like with the morph, like it's like two conjoined twins, but the conjoined twin looks like it's from Eraserhead.
Yeah, yeah. For some reason, there's a conjoined twin in that go with it.
Yeah.
There's no explanation; it just happens.
There's the creepy, tall, slender man looking motherfucker who's constantly saying that the pond water was still.
Yeah.
And I love that they justify the vague, creepy shit the ghosts say by having it all be part of her poetry.
Yeah. And it turns out like the Slender Man is he's not so much trying to scare you so much as he can't fucking take it anymore.
There's a point really early on in this movie where he finds this piece of paper with like this sigil on it, and he destroys the paper.
Yeah, so oops.
And so there's a point later on where like one of the fans like sends him this video of his like the fan's grandma is like the person who put that sigil there, it turns out. She was like the housekeeper at one point. And like it's like, oh yeah, I put that sigil there to contain the ghosts and to keep them at bay.
Yeah, because I actually am a witch and have like magic powers or something.
It's upstairs and in the closet, so you should be perfectly fine live streaming in that house. And it's like, he broke the sigil, grandma. Oh, he's dead.
He's gonna die. He's gonna die.
I also like the moment where the super fan Stan, who turns out to be the main ghost of the house, like sits down and like does this like seance thing with him, and then like someone actually sends him like the translation is like, you just realized you just sold your soul to the house.
Yeah.
It's some wild shit. I also like the sheriff guy.
Oh, yeah.
And like, if you're reading the chat, someone actually posts like an old picture of the old sheriff that's like a sketch from like back in the olden days.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that ain't no sheriff.
Yeah, that's a ghost.
That's a ghost. It made me laugh. It grossed me out. And I just had a great time.
Yeah. It's just a roller coaster. It's just a fucking carnival ride. It's just supposed to be pure fun.
And then let me say this. If you decided to stay into the spoiler section because you wanted to know, like, if you personally, in order to be able to watch this movie, need to know whether this piece of shit gets his proper comeuppance, he does.
If you think blood is funny, this movie's for you.
Yeah. If you think blood is funny, if you think piss is funny, if you think barf is funny.
Yeah. Embrace your inner 14-year-old.
Yeah.
You know?
And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, where can they find you, Count Jackula?
Oh, you can find me on Twitter at CountingJack, and you can find me on Twitch at Counting_Jackula. The streaming is a little bit fucking... Okay, it's very erratic right now, but it is multiple times during the week. So just follow me on Twitch and follow me on Twitter, and I'll always put out an announcement, and hopefully it'll be at a time when you can catch it. What about you?
Y'all know me. I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me at the Horror Guru on Twitter, on Twitch, on Instagram, and Facebook. Just look up the Horror Guru or Blood Splattered Cinema, and I'll be there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages. And remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way.
But $5 will go even farther.
It's true. $5 will go even farther. Hell, $10 will take you to the moon. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, if you're going to comment below, and please comment below, be sure to comment below using the hashtag Don't Pull the Spark Plugs. Use the hashtag Don't Pull the Spark Plugs, work it into your comment however you please, and that way I know, that way Jack knows, that way the whole world knows you watch this vlog all the way through. And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, we got about like 2 more vlogs to record before the end of the night, so we're going to move on to those.
Yeah, we're going to get to it.